Welcome back to Made in Japan. For those who are wondering, a home center is a Japanese hardware store. They stock wood, paint, and home appliances. All the things you need to fix your home and keep it working. But what's really amazing is all the services that they have available. My Japanese isn't so great, so I often don't take time to read the signages in shops. So for a long time, I never noticed these services existed. Until a few years ago. In my last apartment, I would often need things from a home center. A bag of screws, a can of spray paint, some solder for my latest project. When we first moved, I picked up my phone and searched for home centers in my area. It pointed to a Konan about 10-15 minutes down the street. So for 2 years, I would make the 20-30 minute round trip a few times a month. One day, my wife wanted to buy a new bicycle and said, "Let's go to the home center." I thought to myself, there are no bicycles at Konan, so I followed curiously. Less than 2 minutes away, just across the street from our apartment, was a shop called Olympic. And to my surprise, it was a home center. All this time, it was hiding right next door, so I started to wonder what else I've been missing out on. And now I'd like to share what I've found with everyone. In Japan, it can sometimes be difficult to tell if a shop is a home center, especially in the bigger cities. Japanese home centers and American hardware stores have different customer bases and preferences. Japanese customers tend to value quality, variety, and most of all, convenience, while American customers tend to value price, quantity, and service. Japanese home centers tend to cater to the needs and lifestyles of urban dwellers, while American hardware stores cater to the needs and preferences of suburban homeowners. As many know, Japanese houses can be quite small, especially in the middle of Tokyo. They simply don't have enough space in their house to hold many materials or big appliances. America hardware stores often focus on construction materials, tools, and equipment. While American stores do have some home furnishings and large appliances, there is a larger demand for variety in Japanese home centers for home furnishings, and very little for large home appliances. Japanese home centers generally offer a large and more comprehensive range of products for home improvement, gardening, pet care, interior design, and small appliances. To make these stores more appealing to the general populace, their storefronts often display everyday items, things like dish soap, laundry soap, toilet paper, or small potted plants. This is why I never realized there was a home center right across the street. Even on Google Maps, if I search for the store's name, I have to scroll through over 100 pictures of bicycles, shoes, soap, and clothes before I find anything that resembles a hardware store. By searching for home centers in English or Japanese on Google Maps, it doesn't even show up. So how do you spot a home center nearby? And what do they have exactly? Being a maker, when I first moved to Japan, one of the first stores I visited was Home Center Sunday in Aomori. Coming from America, I was used to stores like Home Depot and Lowe's, big stores with lots of materials. But Japanese home centers stock a lot of daily necessities and ready-to-use items. Basically the things that everyone needs in their home, things we'd probably find at a Walmart or big box store in America. From my experience, the Japanese culture is all about convenience. And buying lumber, cutting it to size, and building a custom cabinet and drawers is not very convenient. We can see this even more as we get closer to the cities, where farmers might have the space, tools, and skills to build their own custom shed, but a Tokyo salaryman doesn't have the space or need for any of this. They often are too busy to have hobbies or even projects outside of work. So home centers focus on pre-made items. Plug in and play items like takoyaki or fish grills, ceiling lights, emergency supplies, and containers to efficiently store the stuff that you need. As we pass all the convenient stuff in the front and head towards the back, we can see all the materials that makers love. Pipes, fittings, sheets of wood and plastic, and tools. There are several different home center chains around Japan, which might help you find a home center near you. Chains like Sunday in Tohoku or northern Japan. In the Tokyo, Kanto area, there's also shops like Konan, Joyful Honda, Kinds, and DMC. Many of these shops offer very similar items, but some of the products are slightly different. Let's take a look at some specific examples. One chain is Tokyu Hands. There are over 60 stores around Japan. Now, I wouldn't really classify this as a home center. They do have some DIY stuff, but from what I see, they mainly focus on easy-to-use items. Like most home centers in Japan, they have a website, and if you select the English selection, it'll allow you to search for shops. However, shopping online has to be done in Japanese. Another shop we have that I like to go to is Konan. They have shops all around Japan, and even some overseas. They have a good variety of products, and some are even purchasable on their website. Some locations have some special services that we'll get into later. Joyful Honda is a chain that's only in the Kanto area with about 17 stores. They seem to deal with manufacturers directly, so they have some cheaper prices. Again, their website is only in Japanese, but it works pretty well with a translation tool like Google Translate. They have a wide variety of lumber and tools that make it a pretty good place if you're in the area. Then we have DCM. This is one of the biggest home center chains in Japan. You can find DCM shops like KO, D2, or Homek all over Japan. They have a Japanese website where we can order just about every product that they offer. And the website is set up so that a lot of the categories are not just pictures, but translatable text. They even have their own YouTube channel, in Japanese of course, called Ski Ski DIY. Or, I don't know, maybe I love DIY if we wanted to translate that. They even have a section on their website where they show how-tos that teach you how to do your own DIY repairs. Have a traditional sliding Japanese door with a hole in the paper? Here's how you fix it. Step-by-step instructions. Let's dive deeper into the amazing services that are available at home centers. One time I wanted to purchase a few sheets of corrugated plastic for an enclosure I was building. However, I didn't really want to walk down the street with a big flimsy board where the smallest gust could have sent me flying. So I asked the home center if they had a delivery service. They kindly sent me to the services counter where I explained my project and asked about the services. The lady seemed a little confused, which happens a lot as my Japanese isn't great, but she then clarified her confusion. We do have delivery service and it will cost around 5,000 yen. But if you or a friend has a Japanese driver's license, you can rent a car and make the delivery yourself. As most people in Tokyo, especially foreigners, don't have a license to drive. She was not confused, but trying to decide whether the information would be useful to me. As I have a Japanese license, I was curious about the cost of a car rental, and she informed me that with this kind of purchase, the rental would be free, as long as I get the car back within 90 minutes, which was perfect for me as I only lived right up the street. The whole process to get the car rental took a little while, so while she got the paperwork ready and looked up my info, my eyes started to wander to the random signs and mysterious text all around me. I started to decipher the moon runes and realized they have tool rental services too. While researching home centers, I found that most home centers have these services. Things like engraving nameplates, printing business cards, free car rental, tool rental, bicycle repair are pretty standard. Tokyo Hands even has custom engraving for pens, wallets, and other items bought in the shops. Some home centers, like Aomori's Home Center Sunday or Konan, even have rice milling, where farmers can deposit their rice after harvesting, and it will get milled and polished so it's ready to eat. Many shops like Konan or Kane's also offer tailoring services for some of the clothes items that they have in stock. You can get pants and have them hemmed, or buy a dress shirt and have it fitted just for you. Konan even has some locations that have laser engraving and cutting services. Some home centers like DMC's Homek or Kane's offer DIY classes for kids and adults, so you can learn how to make your own birdhouse or remote holder. DMC easily offers the most services out of any of the home centers I have seen. They support just about everything, from full home remodels to plumbing services, replacing broken windows, or even installing smart home devices. In Kane's, you can rent space for your DIY project in case your apartment or house is too small to hold them. There's also the tools and expertise nearby, so it makes it extremely convenient. If you're curious about other Japanese DIY projects, you should check out our video on the Tokyo Maker Fair. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like and subscribe button so you can catch our next video.